point this week. One of those teams who are the have-nots is stuck on 6 wins is the Carlton Football Club, been a massive talking point this week and continue to be, Joey, and that's where you're going to start with your first crack.
Yeah, I am, because there's going to be a lot of noise coming out of Icon Park this week. There already is, and a lot of the supporter base are calling for Michael Voss's head. They're baying for blood. But I think you need to just take a breath if you're the football club and look at it from a bigger picture and look at the cold, hard light of day to assess exactly where this football club is at. Because before Michael Voss got to the club, the team hadn't played finals for 8 years. We understand that. They had 6 different coaches in 25 years. None of them were successful. Britton, Pagan, Moldhouse, Barker, Bolton, Teague. Voss comes in his first year, they're in the 8 all season long, and they lose that heartbreaking game to Collingwood by a point to miss out. Second year, he takes them to a prelim. Last year, they make finals and they're injury ravaged against Brisbane Lions at the Gabba. They were never a chance. And yes, they've been poor this year. We understand that. And they were certainly one of their poorest performances on the weekend. There is no doubt about that. But before they just repeat history and try and appease the fan base and sack Michael Voss and start again, I think sometimes you can look deeper. And I think sometimes players need to take more ownership and responsibility for what has happened to the team this year, because we know about their star power, and everybody always says that they've been too reliant on their 4 big names: Cripps, Wiedering, Walsh and Curnow. And I think we have seen exactly why they've been too reliant on them. Because over the past 3 to 4 years, and particularly this year, when they haven't been at the top of their game, it is the next tier that has let them down. I'm calling the unreliable 5. And they are the 5 players that they brought into this football club to elevate them to be a top 4 contender, to be a premiership contender. And for all sorts of reasons, these guys have been unreliable and haven't got the job done. So we know a lot of them have had injury troubles. They've been inconsistent with their form. They lack resilience. They got the leadership that they required when they got them to the football club, because they've all been well paid. They've all signed these big deals, but they have failed to deliver consistently. So when you look at it, so Mitch McGovern, 7 seasons at Carlton, hasn't finished top 10 in the BNF. 10th was his highest, I should say, in 2023. Adam Sard was an All-Australian in 2022, but he's never finished top 5 in a BNF. Even that All-Australian year, he was 6th. He's been inconsistent. This is his lowest rated year of his career. Zach Williams, 5th season. No, he had his injury troubles. No, he's a talent. Never been top 10 in the BNF. Blake Acres, as consistent and as reliable as he is with his effort, his kicking has become a liability now. He's been bottom 5 in the competition 2 years running for kicking. You can't have that with a team that we know lack the skills. And Adam Chera, probably a bit harsh because he's had a 4th in the best and fairest, but I know you've been big on him, Kingy, but they signed him and have re-signed him to step up when the others haven't been able to perform at their best, and he hasn't done that. He's not a guy that elevates the group. He just goes with the flow. So for me, before you tip over Michael Voss, I would look at maybe looking to move on some of these guys that haven't got the job done, because I think individually they are all good players and they'll all get an opportunity at another club that can fill a need. But together with them at the Carlton Football Club, they are not getting the job done. And I think they need to be more open-minded to making change with the list. I want to see Michael Voss have a list next year that is more accustomed to the 2026 football, that with some kickers and some guys that can run and carry. We've spoken about they'll get Jagger Smith in next year. Hopefully Elijah Hollins is fitting well. Nick Newman will be back. Bring in some other talent that have got some skill. Move on some of these guys that just haven't been able to take them where they want to.
What would you accept for them?
They'll all be different depending on where they're at. Contract, I mean, McGovern's a free agent, the others are contracted, but anywhere between picks in the 20s and 30s that you can just, use to maybe trade in for someone else, and more of a specific need.
Isn't there time now, though? I mean,
I think that was their time. I think they've had their time.
So if they can go all the way back to go
Not
forward,
all the way back. You don't have to move.
If they go young, if they go to draft picks, that's going to put a delay.
I don't think they need to go all the way back. I think you can refresh. I think you can look at Western Bulldogs did with Luke Beveridge. Everyone was critical of what he did with Caleb Daniel, and he did with Jack McRae, and he moved on Liam Jones, and he's been able to rejig it on the run. No one knew that Joel Frazier was going to do what he did until he was given opportunity.
They've had father-sons sort of coming through, or academy picks coming through that have sort of helped that.
Yeah, Carlton's got father-sons in academies. Carlton have a father-son in Peter Dean's
haven't been.
No, even in this draft coming up, they have Peter Dean's boy. They've got another academy player. The Camporellis we haven't seen. Yeah. Ben Camporelli was meant to be.
What are you trying to say here?
I just don't think you can get much for him. I just don't think there's many clubs that would buy them.
Would you rather that than go back and get some kids, or just keep going with the same players that haven't been able to get it done?
I think they're paying the price for sins of the past.
Yeah,
recruiting.
And that's their lot. That's their lot. They've made these decisions, and you've got to live with them.
Yeah, I think you can rejig. I don't think you have to rebuild and go back anymore. Look at what Collingwood
have been able to do. What's the most you'd get for Adam Sard?
Someone to give up a future second round. It's either a team in contention, or maybe it might even be another team that need some running power that they think they can get the best out of him. I think you'd be surprised for club.
Would you prefer to keep those guys and purge Mackay, or keep Mackay and Percy.
Mackay's the other one I'd be open to, absolutely. He's another one. I mean,
one
9
would
seasons.
you go?
9 seasons. He's finished top 6 in the BNF once in his career, hasn't Mackay?
And
So I'd be open to that as well. Oh, absolutely.
Depends how much the other club's paying of his salary too. If that club has to
Yeah.
pay,